Good morning. Morning. Thank you for coming. It's great to be here as we take one more step to advance the city's clean energy and climate action agenda. I'm Christine Knapp. I'm the director of the Office of Sustainability. All week in Philadelphia, we are celebrating Solar Week. You can follow the hashtag SolarWeekPHL on social media or visit philaenergy.org to learn more. Together with the Philadelphia Energy Authority, City Council, and other city agencies, we are promoting going solar as an important part of helping the city reach its climate goals. We know that in order to achieve our climate goals, we need to have a fully clean electricity grid by 2050. Today, we are here to sign two important bills that will help both residents and businesses go solar and be part of our clean energy future. Before we start, I want to acknowledge Council President Clark, who unfortunately couldn't be here at the last minute, but has been a champion for this work, and so we just want to acknowledge and thank him for that. To get us started, I'd like to invite Councilmember Green to come up and say a few words.
Good morning. Good morning. I want to thank the mayor for his leadership, Christine Knapp for her leadership, as well as Emily Shapiro as well. Both the mayor's office of sustainability as well as the Philadelphia Energy Authority have been real leaders in helping us to advance all the things we've been talking about this week, this being Solar Week here in the city of Philadelphia. The city has really become a leader over the past few years through the leadership of a number of key partners. One person that could not be here, as Christine stated, is Council President Darrell Clark, who was really the visionary in creating the Philadelphia Energy Authority. That was something that was really needed to kind of help move forward a lot of the work that we've been doing. In addition, some of the legislation that we'll be signing today, one in particular dealing with the CPACE legislation to really move forward solar energy for our commercial and commercial buildings in particular. 39% of carbon dioxide emissions come from commercial and residential buildings. And so the CPACE legislation that we passed in City Council and that Mayor Kennedy will be signing today will really allow us to move forward and really incentivize commercial building owners to put solar panels on their buildings, and that will really help move and advance the goal of reducing carbon dioxide emissions in the city of Philadelphia, and will take us another step to make the city of Philadelphia the greenest city in the country, and making sure that we are really moving forward on addressing climate change in the city of Philadelphia. So I want to thank the mayor for his leadership. I want to thank Council President for his leadership in creating the Philadelphia Energy Authority, as well as Christine Knapp from the Mayor's Office of Sustainability, Emily Shapiro and her partners with the Philadelphia Energy Authority, and also my colleague, Councilmember Blondell Reynolds Brown, who chairs the Council Committee on Environment. All these partners have been able to come together to really move forward the energy that we need to really make Philadelphia the #1 city in the country and also in the world in reference to climate change. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Green. Now I'd like to introduce one of our partners to say a few words. Please introduce Julian Boggs of the Keystone Energy Efficiency Alliance.
Good morning. My name is Julian Boggs. I'm the Policy Director at the Keystone Energy Efficiency Alliance. We're a nonprofit trade association for companies that are in the business of helping businesses and homeowners save energy. Energy efficiency is a key partner with solar energy. The cleanest and the cheapest energy is the energy that we never use. The way to meet our solar goals, our renewable energy goals, and our climate goals is to reduce the amount of energy that we use overall in combination with these renewable energy sources. And we know that Philadelphia has enormous potential to save energy through cost-effective investments in heating, lighting, cooling, and upgrading equipment. We know this because of numerous studies, but also in large part thanks to Philadelphia's landmark benchmarking program, which a lot of folks here are responsible for. The act of retrofitting Philadelphia's commercial building is work. It's a big job, and it's going to create a lot of workers. In Pennsylvania broadly, we already have 69,000 jobs in energy efficiency, and we know that doubling down on energy efficiency investments can create thousands more. In fact, here in Philadelphia this summer, we launched a new, the Energy Coordinating Agency launched a new program with Johnson Controls in Northeast Philadelphia to build on their Green Jobs Training Program and train high school students and returning citizens on commercial heating and cooling technologies to help schools and other buildings save energy. And so already we're beginning the work of training new workers, of getting folks more work, and we can do more to expand the energy efficiency workforce here in Pennsylvania and in Philadelphia. Energy efficiency makes all the sense in the world, but better policies are still needed to realize our energy efficiency potential. That's because businesses still face a lot of barriers when to making investments in energy efficiency. They need to know where the waste energy is, which if you're not in the energy business, it might not be the first thing on your mind. You need to have the upfront capital and access to financing to make that investment, and you need to be able to make long-term investments for energy efficiency and solar measures that might not pay back for 10, 15, even 20 years. That's where commercial property assessed clean energy comes in, and why this legislation that we're signing here today is so important. CPACE is a program that's used in over 30 states nationally, and has drawn over $1 billion in private capital into commercial buildings for retrofits for renewable energy and energy efficiency. So this is really important legislation to build on the success that Philadelphia has already made with their energy authority, with the benchmarking legislation. Hopefully there's a lot more to come, but I think we are all here to celebrate the leadership of Mayor Kinney, of the Council, Philadelphia Energy Authority, and the Office of Sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. Next, we have another supporter of solar and a longtime champion for the environment, Councilmember Reynolds Brown.
Good morning, good morning. Hello. It's a big day for Philadelphia, and welcome to Solar Week, right, Emily? I want to punctuate a few comments made by my colleague, Councilman Derek Green. None of this happens without partnerships and collaboration. And the wonderful thing about us being here today is that it really is another end result of all the agencies and partners that Councilman Green spoke about, which have allowed us to move the ball further up the hill in enlightening and informing others about the value of reducing our carbon footprint, and then enlightening others about why climate change is now and climate change is here. Because too many of us still don't believe that. So for those who don't believe that, obviously they live on another planet. Partnerships matter, the one point I want to punctuate. And then secondly, why this particular legislation is important: it will help citizens of Philadelphia offset the expiration of the current federal solar tax credit program. So we're trying to provide an incentive, if you will, for more of our citizens and our neighbors to take advantage of this amazing opportunity. The passing of this bill today will mean that a typical homeowner would receive an average rebate of $1,000 after installing solar on their home. The second point I want to punctuate is, while the leaders led by the mayor are serious about this and philosophically we're all on the same page, none of this happens if we don't train the next generation of young people to do the work. So we need to salute all of those trainers who are on the front line. And Emily spoke well of my interest always in equity across the board, because none of this works either if we leave people behind. And so I am going to highlight one partner, Spencer Wright, who has been about the business of making sure that young people across the city from underserved communities are first introduced and exposed to this thing called climate change, and then secondly is arming young people with the tools they need to participate in this industry that is the future. So I want to salute you, Spencer Wright, for all that you are doing. Yes, he and others are certainly deserving. Lastly, we want to be teachers ourselves and enlighten our neighbors. So we want to encourage others to sign up with Solarize Philly at solarizephilly.org. What is it? solarizephilly.org. And then remember always that what President Barack Obama said: climate change is here, climate change is now. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And now I'd like to bring up Thea Gudanis, a partner with Solar States, to come and say a few words as well. Thea?
Okay, good morning. My name is Thea Gudanis. I'm the lead solar sales consultant for Solar States, a local company right up the street here in Old Kensington, dedicated to working in solar in the city, but also offering workforce development and training opportunities. And I'm not originally from Philadelphia. I'm from Boston, but I've lived all around the country, but I came to Philadelphia specifically because of the potential to grow the city into one of the most sustainable cities in the nation. And I've been really impressed by the city's efforts to transform the city. And a big component of that is, of course, clean energy and having it accessible to the masses and the people living and working here. And I've looked for large national solar companies, and I joined this company specifically to be part of the Solarized Philly program. This big initiative to get people excited, interested, passionate, and also comfortable with making this big investment. It is investment, it is a change. Now with new financing opportunities and partnerships, making people feel confident in this decision, it's becoming more and more it's coming around more and more every single day. And this incentive further encourages people, gives them an extra boost of confidence, extra little oomph people need to make the switch. So thank you so much for having me, and good job, City.
Thank you, Thea. And now, finally, I'd like to bring up our Mayor, Jim Kenney, to say a few remarks, and then he will sign both bills into law. Mayor?
Thank you very much, Christine, and good morning to everyone. I'm happy to be here today to share that Philadelphia is ramping up our efforts to fight climate change and convert to renewable energy. We know that climate change is already impacting our city, and not every neighborhood in Philadelphia is impacted by the heat in the same way. Neighborhoods like Hunting Park can be up to 22 degrees hotter than other neighborhoods in our city. That's why we're committed to upholding the Paris Agreement, transitioning to 100% clean energy, and reducing citywide carbon emissions 80% by the year 2050. In Philadelphia, almost 80% of our carbon emissions come from buildings, including high-rise office buildings and row homes. That's why we're signing legislation today to create a commercial property assessed clean energy program, also known as CPACE. CPACE will allow commercial and industrial building owners to finance energy efficiency and renewable energy improvements through property tax payments. CPACE is expected to create substantial carbon reductions and provide significant bill savings for participating building owners. I will also be signing a bill to create Philadelphia's first solar rebate program. The city has already made tremendous strides to promote solar. We've signed our own power purchase agreement to provide the city with 22% of its electricity from a 70-megawatt solar farm, and we've achieved Sol Smart Gold status from the U.S. Department of Energy. This new solar rebate program will provide a direct financial incentive to residents and businesses to install solar panels on their homes and buildings. The program will also include options for low-income households to make sure that everyone can benefit from going solar. I'm proud to sign these bills that demonstrate our city's commitment to fighting climate change and creating a sustainable city for all. I also want to thank the Philadelphia Energy Authority, the Office of Sustainability, Council President Clark, Council Members Reynolds Brown and Council Member Green for championing this work. So now please join me as we move to adopt these bills. This is amending Chapter 9-3400 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Energy Conservation to establish a solar panel incentive program under certain terms and conditions. Okay. And this is an ordinance approving city participation in the Commonwealth's property assessed clean energy program, all under certain terms and conditions. This is not exactly for today, but it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
Thank you, Mayor Kenny. So just to reiterate, 2019 is the year to go solar in Philadelphia. With the 30% federal tax incentive still in effect until the end of 2019, combined with this new solar rebate, makes it the most affordable time to go solar. We encourage all residents and businesses to go to solarizephilly.org. I'm going to take a cue from the councilwoman. What was the website? And sign up for a free solar assessment by September 30th. And if there's any questions from the media, we'll now be happy to take questions. Thank you all for coming.
Christine.